The first two numbers that we have here are what? 12 and 10. We're asked to find the greatest common factor and the least common multiple. You might have solved this using which strategy? The regular one, which is what? It's the regular method of writing the factors of each number and choosing the greatest common factor. But we can use the other factor tree. Do you remember it? So I'm starting with the number 10. Let me write 10 over here. What are the factors of 10? We have 2 and 5. 2 and 5. Do you remember this strategy? What do? Since both numbers are prime, I'm going to circle both numbers. So these are the factors of 10. We cannot decompose them anymore. Now, let's check the other number that we have and decompose it using the same strategy. So the other number that we have is the number 12. Now we will start with the two easy factors, which are 2 and 6. So we have 2 and 6. Now which one do we circle? Since 2 is a prime number, I'm going to circle it. Since 6 is a composite number, I'm going to draw a square around it. Now, what are the factors of 6? Super easy. We have the other two numbers, 2 and 3. At this point, I will circle them both. Why? Because both of these two numbers are prime. Now, let's look at the two numbers and identify the common prime numbers of both numbers. Exactly. What do we say and what do we see? So the first common factor that I have is 2. So what do? I take it once. Why? Because this is what we do. We check the common factors of both numbers and we multiply them together. So by looking at the factors, I'm going to easily identify the first common prime number, which is 2. So instead of taking the two 2's, I'm going to take it once. Now, when I look at the 5 over here, I don't see here any 5, so I cannot take it. Do I see any other common factor? No, I do not see any other common factor. So what does this mean? It means that 2 is the greatest common factor of these two numbers, 12 and 10. So the greatest common factor is 2. Now let's head to the second part of the question. We're asked to find the least common multiple. So what do? We're going to find, as always, the multiples of each number. Now, the multiples of 10 are, let's write them over here. The multiples of 10 are 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and so on. Now, we can continue 60, 70, 80, and so on. Now, what about the multiples of 12? Let's skip count. So, if I ask myself about the multiples of 12, I can do it like that. I can skip count, or I can multiply the number 12 by 1, by 2, by 3, and so on. Now, I'm going to see that they are 12, 24, 36, 48, and then what do I have next? I have 60, and then 72. So I can return back here and write more multiples for 10. So I can add here the 60, the 70, and so on. Now, after doing that, what do I see? The first common number or the first common multiple there is the number 60. So the answer of this second part is 60, which is the least common multiple between the two problems or the two numbers.
تقدر تتابع كل دروسك على تطبيق مدرستنا بلس. مدرستنا المستقبل يبدأ الآن.